Hello, welcome to iFanboy Mediasplode episode 66, our 2026 Academy Award picks. My name is Conor Kilpatrick. I'm here with Ron Richards.
Hey, Connor. How you doing?
And this is exciting. It's our first episode with a new face at iFanboy. Josie's joining us this week.
Hello.
Welcome, Josie. We're excited to have you in the third
Thank
chair.
you.
So Josie's in the
you.
Josh Flanagan Memorial third chair. And Ron and I have known Josie, I think it's been more than 15 years at this point, which is insane to think about. But she's
Back when WonderCon was in San Francisco.
That was a legendary time. In fact, those old San Francisco
heyday,
WonderCon days, the heydays. Yes, that was Connor. That's when WonderCon San Francisco is when we did the Watchmen press line.
Yeah,
with Jeffrey Dean Morgan and all his rings.
Every finger.
Yeah,
so,
Billy Crudup was very excited that I pronounced his name correctly.
It was a good.
I'll take that to my grave. Remember, I'm like, I'm here with Billy Crudup, and he's like, "Hey, you got it right." I was like, "Yes." The PR person told me how to say it right before.
So, welcome, Josie. Josie will be joining us every now and then to talk about media. Josie's a media professional, and so we'll have some fun talking about some stuff. Let's get into it. What is the Mediasplode? It's our monthly non-comic book media show, unlocked by the patrons at patreon.com/iFanboy. It's where we talk about non-comic stuff. If you want to hear about the comic stuff, we have our own shows over at iFanboy.com where we talk about all the comics, movies, and the books as well sometimes. Let's get into it. Our regular opening segment, what we've been enjoying since we last spoke. Ron, you kick us off.
Yes, I was so excited coming out. Gee, I can't believe it's February already, by the way. I can't believe we're 1 month into the 2026. But I was so excited. I was complaining at the end of December because I thought Apple TV had a great 2025 with the various TV shows that I enjoyed, but I hadn't seen any promotion for what shows were coming in 2026. And I was like, how are they going to follow that up? And then I was delighted to get the second season of Drops of God released.
5 years later?
No, it was okay. Drops of God season. What was it? 23? Was it? Did it come out or when was season 1? I forget.
Drops of God 2023. So
23. Yeah,
3 years. 2 years later.
2-ish year, 2.5. Let's split the difference. But for those who don't remember, Drops of God was TV series on Apple TV. I gotta stop saying Apple TV Plus because they dropped the plus on Apple TV, based on the Japanese manga. Connor, I know you watch it. Josie, have you ever seen any of this at all? Or
I've seen the pilot.
You've seen the pilot. Okay. So this show is cuckoo's bananas, and I love it because it is there's a fantastic world of Japanese manga based on food and drink that I love, like Oshinbo and Project X Challenger series and Drops of God. Drops of God is based around the world of wine, and they adapted the manga for season 1. And spoiler warning abounds, but season 1 was years ago, as we just talked about. So I'll spoil it. But the whole premise is that there's this great wine connoisseur, this guy who writes a yearly guide of wine reviews, and he has a multi-million-dollar wine
Empire.
cellar, a collection of wine that's worth millions. He's from France but lives in Japan. He has an estranged daughter who he no longer talks to, and he has teaches on not oncology, that's cancer medicine, whatever the wine thing is, it's with an O. But he teaches wine.
Ornithology?
No, that's the butterflies.
How do you
something
know that?
with something with ornithology is butterflies, I think. Anyway, but he teaches people in Japan. Anyway, in his will, he makes his top pupil in Japan and his daughter have a contest to find out who is worthy of his wine collection. And spoiler, big twist, turns out his top pupil in Japan is his illegitimate son. And turns out that his daughter has these crazy wine skills, and when the dust settles, she won the contest, and she gives her Japanese brother the wine collection, and everybody was happy. And I was like, oh cool, this series was a nice one and done. But no, they came back with season 2, and it was one of those, what are they going to do with this?
Well, there's 3 volumes of the manga. I bought the first 2. The third one is coming out in a few months.
You did? I didn't know that. Fascinating.
I haven't read them. I just bought them like a month ago.
I look at them.
Well, I got a stack. It's Owenology.
Owenology. There it is.
Owenology.
I was very curious. I was very curious what season 2 was gonna be. And sure enough, it starts off with another challenge from their dead father. I don't want to spoil anything else from there, but it has very much the same vibe of the first season. They're off on a wine-based adventure. I mean, I guess the wine they inherited is really worth something because these people appear to be independently wealthy.
Who's running the winery?
There's her husband, her boyfriend. She's dating the guy from the first season now. But they're just like they at a drop of a hat, Japanese guy goes to France, and then they drop everything and they go to Greece, and then they go to Georgia, and then they're globetrotting in search of wine. And it is beautifully shot, and it is in English, French, and Japanese. So hope you like reading closed captions. But it is in the spirit of Japanese manga. The storytelling is very much in that same kind of dramatic kind of way, and it's just enthralling, and it's a wonderful little escape every episode. So it's 3 episodes in so far at the time of recording. I'm enjoying it, enjoying the hell out of it. So it's a very, very good show. And then over on HBO Max, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, the new Game of Thrones show. This is really interesting because when the first episode came out, Connor, I think both you and I watched it and were like,
it's fine.
Right. And
these are half-hour episodes.
Well, that was the thing. I didn't know these were half-hour episodes. And I watched the first episode. I didn't notice the runtime. And then I kept on watching it. And I think it was the second or third episode. I was like, wait a minute. Have these all been half hours? This is great. And so the fact that they were half hours really motivated me. And I got to tell you, I'm fully caught up as of the time of recording. I think 4 episodes in. This is fantastic. I'm into it. And to quote Mike Romo, and why I'm liking it is because I'm not a George R.R. Martin fan. I didn't read the books. I watched Game of Thrones. I watched House of the Dragon, which is a shit show as far as I'm concerned, but entertaining nonetheless. This has none of the scale of those shows. This is a very small story, and it shows in the world and the universe that George R.R. Martin has created, and the whole, kind of the whole world of Game of Thrones, that they can tell a very focused, small story and tell it very effectively. There's a awesome twist at the end of the 3rd episode that I did not see coming. There's a Baratheon guy who's played by the guy that was in The Gentleman, that Netflix show, the coked out brother, and he's fantastic in this. He's kind of a coked out Baratheon, which is awesome. But this has been, I mean, like, to the point where I'm like, ooh, a new episode is out, and I get excited and watch it immediately. So I'm surprised by myself because I've been very skeptical or just kind of meh about Game of Thrones just in general, and this has got me completely turned around and excited for it. So
I've liked every episode more. I still don't love it. I haven't seen the 4th one yet. The fourth one is really good. Third episode twist made me more interested in the show.
Yeah, and the fourth episode builds on the 3rd episode twist. So,
and I'll say I don't love the runtime. I mean, we're big fans of 30-minute shows here, but I think for a big fantasy series with a lot of lore, I like to really have time for it. I like to really luxuriate in it. So I'm not as much of a fan as you are.
I'll take it, because when I see a show and when I see the runtime on the timer and it's over an hour, and I'm just like, and I'm doing the math, I'm like, well, how much of that is credits and how much of that is scenes? Like, I'm doing all that kind of math, but give me, when I see 37 minutes click in, I'm like, that's great. I could watch this over lunch. I could, this is, I like focused storytelling. And so for this show, the runtime works for me. It is enough of a bite off of the apple that gets me excited for the next one. And I'm surprised myself. I did not expect I wasn't even gonna watch this at all. But as you, Connor, when you mentioned that it started, I was like, oh, I'll check it out. So
now, Josie, at one point in our lives, I used to come to your house for Game of Thrones watch parties. Are you watching this at all?
I have seen the pilot of this one, but yes, I used to host big Game of Thrones watch parties where we would do like big potlucks and things like that. I'm a big fan of Game of Thrones. I don't know, this one, the first episode didn't quite catch me.
Yeah,
it's like
the first episode was not good. I will admit that. Like, the first episode, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to stick with it. Josie, I will recommend go watch the 2nd and 3rd episode and see if it grabs you. When you get to that 3rd episode, I think it will. So
Okay.
It is
Okay.
after the first episode. Ron and I were both like, I don't know. But by the third episode, I was like, okay, this is more interesting than it was originally. The first episode is a little rocky.
I don't want to reveal much, but by the third episode, it does tap into the lore a bit more than I thought it would. And then there is a big thing that happens in the third episode that I again did not see coming, which was made it engaging for me.
That's what I think too. Yes.
Yeah.
I recommend you check it out.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, Josie, what have you been into?
So I was at my favorite comic book store in LA and I saw this just on a shelf and I'd read like maybe 80% of the other books on the shelf and picked this up. I love The Evil Dead.
What's the name of it?
It's called Watching Evil Dead, Unearthing the Radiant Artist Within, and it's by Josh Malerman, who wrote Bird Box. Have you all heard of this book?
I haven't.
No.
And I do love Evil Dead, so.
It's a really great love story to Evil Dead, and it mostly takes place over one real wild night where he introduces his now wife to Evil Dead for the first time. But during the course of that night, a lot happens. Many drinks are drunk, and the night just kind of spirals into something pretty wild. And all the time, he's sort of talking about his love of the Evil Dead and what it means to him as a creator. And I love books about creativity and how you sort of unleash that. And I think what makes this really cool is that it really is like a love letter to Sam Raimi and his ability to like create creativity out of like, it's not just horror, it's like joyful creativity, experiential creativity, and like allowing the artist to kind of be their true self. So like Josh Malerman talks about how a lot of his books aren't similar to each other because he has so many different stories to tell. And it's a little punk rock and it's really fun. And I would highly recommend it.
Is it a nonfiction?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So you mentioned it was at your favorite comic book store in LA. What store is that?
That would be Revenge of Comics and Pinball.
That's a very good store. It's one of my favorite spots in LA as well. So for obvious reasons. So
favorite spot, yeah.
Not to make it all about pinball again, but there is a fantastic Evil Dead pinball machine that is out there in the world. If you ever get a chance to play it, you can actually choose whether you want to play Evil Dead or Evil Dead 2. And the graphics on the screen change from the two different types of movies. And it just came out last year, winning all sorts of awards for best game and all that sort of stuff. The Evil Dead pinball machine is very, very cool. So
it's very fun. And it is at Revenge of. The first time I played that cabinet, I won't tell people what happened, but there was a part in the gameplay where I actually like screamed because it scared me.
Oh God, there's two of you now.
Sorry, Connor.
Actually, when over the winter holiday when I went home, me and Ron and Josie hung out and played pinball, and it was awesome. You can tell that Josie's an entertainment professional because she themed her segment. Josie, what's your second one?
Well, back to Evil Dead and Sam Raimi. I saw Send Help and absolutely loved it. It was so fun. I love seeing Rachel McAdams in this character. I feel like Sam Raimi, it was just like a return to that style of Evil Dead. And I just love how he can, do something like Marvel movies and then go back to his roots and do something like Send Help and just really like create such fun moments. And I think there's like a really nice, I'd say like homage to Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman, early parts of Batman when she's, not quite Catwoman yet. That I just like, it just brought me such happiness. I loved it.
It's a comedy horror, or is it a thriller comedy? What would you say? Because we were going to see this, we just haven't had time yet. But I do want to see this.
I'd say there's a lot of comedic moments. Definitely thriller, definitely horror. I was actually watching a video that Edgar Wright posted to his Instagram earlier this week. I don't know if you all follow him, but he posted really early interviews that Sam Raimi had done for a UK show. And in the interview, Sam Raimi talked about how he was more interested about the the horrors that the audience thinks about the characters than actually what he's showing on screen. And I'd say that that is very true to this film.
Interesting.
Without giving too much away.
So, I mean, it's not spoiling it, but the premise is, I think, from the trailers, is that people on a work trip or coworkers crash on an island, and it becomes sort of not a Lord of the Rings situation, but not Lord of the Rings, a Lord of the Flies situation.
It could be Lord of the Rings.
It could be. You never know. They might have been an orc island. But it's basically coworkers crash and have to survive, right? That's kind of what it seems like from the trailers. It is anyway.
Yeah. So from the trailers, a boss and their employee crash on an island, and they have to survive, and roles are unclear on deserted islands.
On Lord of the Rings islands.
Yeah, on Lord of the Rings islands.
I'm excited for it, Ron. Look at that runtime. So
I mean, yeah, I'll take it. I'm a big fan of sub 2-hour movies. I'm a 100-minute, like north of an hour and a half, under 2 hours. That's the sweet spot there. So, yeah. And Connor's got iFanboy favorite Dennis Haysbert. So
That's true.
Yeah.
Love him. All right, so this is big. We actually fought over who got to mention this, but the Muppet Show came back.
We didn't fight. No,
there was just oh shucks.
Oh yeah, you snagged it.
I'm playing the drama up for the listeners and the viewers. The Muppet Show came out with a special this past week. It aired on ABC. It aired on Disney Plus, or it streamed on Disney Plus, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what this was. Was it a pilot? So from what I understand, from everyone I've spoken to and my connections and all that sort of stuff, it is a backdoor pilot. Yeah, that's what
it is. Like. So apparently, if you were on Freaks and Geeks, you have an open door policy at Disney to do something with the Muppets, because now this is Seth Rogen's turn to produce something with the Muppets. And him and his producing partner, Evan Goldberg, have chosen, as opposed to what Jason Segel did by doing a movie, Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg have produced a not a reboot, not a resurgence, but rather just
a return.
Just a return to the Muppet Show. If you watch the Muppet Show, the classic 1976 to 1981 run of the Muppet Show, hey, it's the Muppet Show, dun, 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 and everything, variety sketch show. That's what they set out to do. It was 30 minutes. It is considered a special. It was on ABC. It's on Disney Plus, and that's all it is. And from what I've heard inside things, is that depending on how this performs could dictate the future of more specials or series. So
I think specials are the way to go. I don't know. In this,
nope. I want a full.
Oh, I want it every week. I'm just saying. I think just from the way the landscape is these days, it may be like a quarterly special. But it was it features the Muppets. Obviously, the big guest was Sabrina Carpenter, very much in the classic mold of the old Muppet Show. Comes on and sings, but does skits and all that stuff, which is what all the celebrity guests did back then. Which, by the way, if you want to laugh, go back. They're all on Disney Plus. Go look at who all the guests were on the old show. It's people you would think, like Mark Hamill, because Star Wars was big, but it's also like Milton Berle and people from the golden age of Hollywood or 70s celebrities. It's really wild.
So I made my 7-year-old children watch this. I didn't make them, but I was like, hey guys, let's watch this. And now we are watching the original Muppet Show. And tonight we watched Ruth Buzzy was the guest. And so and there's the usual, I press play and they find out who the guest is. They have to press pause and they're like, who's Ruth Buzzy? And I have to explain who the person was. And so, explaining what laughing is to 7-year-olds is quite the journey. But Connor, so you watch it.
I loved it. It was great. I mean, I was, we were born in the 70s. I watched the Muppet Show. Yep. And they reran a lot. So as a kid, it was sort of something we watched a lot. But this was we had the Seth Rogen film, which I loved quite a bit. There was a sequel I didn't see because it looked
Jason Segel film.
Yeah, that's right. It looked like the bad Muppet sequels to me, so I didn't watch it.
Yep.
We had the Office style series where they was like behind this. It was shot like The Office. And then was there another series that came and went?
There was a Disney Plus series focused on Dr. Teeth and Electric Mayhem called Muppet Mayhem, which was meh, which was all right, had its moments, but it wasn't so good.
But to me, this is the strength of the Muppets. So this is the format. This is the strength of it. I loved this.
I will agree with you. I've been saying And Josie, I'm going to apologize for a second because I don't know how exposed to our Muppet love you have been, but Connor, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Friday nights, childhood, Chinese food, Muppet Show. That was me and my sister. 1980, 1981. That's my earliest childhood memory. Was sitting in the living room watching the Muppet Show. I remember the Mark Hamill Empire Strikes Back episode. It was fantastic. Growing up, loved the Muppet movie, loved all the Muppet movies, all that sort of stuff. And then, unfortunately, after Jim Henson died, we fall into 30 years of what I like to call Muppet receivership, where it seems that all anyone could think to do with the Muppets, and you had the Muppets Christmas Carol, which is fantastic.
It's good.
But all anyone could think to do with the Muppets is to pair celebrities with them and just do bad comedy.
Right.
And when the joke is that, hey, it's a celebrity with the Muppets, and that was it. And if you go back and look on YouTube and all that sort of stuff, that's all it ever is. It's celebrity and Muppet, and everyone's just looking at the camera going,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it. And my wife and I have been saying for years, why don't they just do the Muppet Show? Do the variety show, have one special guest, get Beyonce, get Sabrina Carpenter, get whoever it is, let them sing their song, do some skits, do some sketches, and just do the Muppet Show.
Yep.
Like the template is there. And so bravo to Seth Rogen for pushing that idea through. This was very good. It wasn't perfect. I didn't think, if I can critique it, didn't think we needed the Maya Rudolph bit there. Yeah. Like, I think that was one too many celebrities that we needed that weren't needed. But the Muppet stuff was spot on. There was a lot of discussion on threads about voices, and that didn't sound like Kermit. That doesn't sound like Rizzo. And like,
that's the way it is.
You got to move on. People are no longer with us. They're new people doing the voices. The essences are there. They're in the theater. They're doing the show. If you are a Muppet, I was gonna say if you're a Muppet lover, but that doesn't sound so good. If you're a Muppet purist, you're like me. You picked up there were Easter eggs throughout the whole thing. The Bunsen Honeydew and Beaker sketch had there was signage from Muppet Vision 3D in their office stuff that was great. I spotted that. The Queen cover at the end, the big ending number. When the riser that the band was on was actually the original first season opening intro set piece. It was the same set. Like, so they're all little ties to the history. Like the folks at the Muppet Studio really worked hard to have ties back to the original Muppet Show, and it was really respectful. And I'm praying that new Disney CEO Josh D'Amaro gets with the program, and I want 24 episodes every season. Bring back the Muppets. I want my kids to have what I had. I want it to be part of their childhood. So there you go. The Muppet Show, thumbs up.
It was great. We were very happy. I have not. I know it's on Disney Plus, but I've not deleted it from a DVR yet, so I can watch it again.
Well, watch it on your DVR. Watch it on Disney Plus. Everyone listening, everyone in the iFan base, I implore you, just go to Disney Plus. You have Disney Plus because you're nerds and you watch the Marvel movies. Just watch the Muppet Show. It's a half an hour. Just let it play in the background, please. We need the numbers. So
it's so good.
This is an accrued. Did you like it, Josie? Did you watch it?
I loved it. It brought me such joy, and some of the skits were like very intricate, but the Rizzo the Rat skit was so simple, but it had me like, I thought it was so funny. And it was just really cool to see them get back to what I love about the Muppets. Cause I'm also a huge fan, and not to name drop, but I have met Rizzo the Rat.
Wow.
And, there is somewhere on the internet a video of me and Bobo the bear.
Wow. I'm impressed.
I know, right? Yeah.
I mean, like I took my family to Disney World this past a year ago, but last April, purely to get my kids into Muppet Vision 3D before they closed it, because they're closing it to build the Monsters Inc. Ride at Disney World. But I'm like, kids, you have to see this before you grow up. Like, Muppets are a huge part of our whole generation, and so like I want them to have it. So
it's hard.
That's what's amazing. Oh, sorry.
No, it's hard to parse numbers because but the overnights was 3 million viewers on Disney. On ABC in 21 countries. It was number one.
It was number one. It was number one for the time slot. I saw that, which was great. Yeah. So
sorry, go ahead,
that's
Josie.
amazing. Oh, I was just going to say, I think what is so great about the Muppets is that it's every generation can find something that they love about them. It's not just for kids. And And
This
that's
had
like
risque.
you
This
know,
had some risque
it did.
jokes.
It had
Yeah.
the one at the kink joke, but the thing
There
is,
was a couple.
yeah, but the Muppets are always this is
yeah.
the thing. This is the thing that
They're
everyone doesn't
stoners.
understand.
They're 70 stoners. Half the
This is
Muppets
the
are 70 stoners.
This is the thing that everyone doesn't understand is that like the Muppet Show is for adults that kids can watch. Sesame Street is for kids that adults can watch.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like I watch Sesame Street with my kids all the time. I think it's great. I don't have to, but I can watch it and enjoy it. The Muppet Show is also for us that kids can also watch, and those jokes go over their head. It's always been like that. Jim Henson was a cheeky fellow, and and they got those jokes in. Him and Frank Oz got those jokes in all the time in the 70s. They were not like, even though they did Sesame Street, they were 70s dudes, and they worked those jokes in. So
I just love that they don't change the aesthetic at all. That the character designs are still straight out of 1975. Like, and all the band is dressed like it's 1975 still, and I love that about that.
I would highly recommend, if anyone can go to the Museum of Moving Images, to watch those Jim Henson commercials and experimental videos that he's done. That shows just how strange and weird things can get.
Yep. They had an event to celebrate the release of it at the Museum of the Moving Image, which I'm so bummed I was out of town. I wanted to go to, but they had a bunch of the folks in the Muppet Studio who worked on the show talk about it and shared some stuff, which was really cool. And I heard there was some really good stuff coming out of it. And so now that my kids are hooked on it, so I went to eBay and I ordered the Muppet Show book. I don't know if either of you ever had this as kids, but my elementary school library had it. I remember taking it out all the time. It was a yellow covered book, and it was a book version of the Muppet Show, and it had like the storyline of Scooter's uncle owning the theater, and it had like book illustrations and narrative of sketches from the Muppet Show. And I remember reading as a kid, so I got it off eBay. I'm gonna give it to my kids because I want them to have it. So I love the Muppets.
Do they have a favorite yet?
My daughter loves Miss Piggy. My son loves Sam Eagle for some reason. I don't know. I got him a Sam Eagle t-shirt. So my son loves Swedish Chef. They love Swedish Chef, both of them. So yeah.
Good choice.
Who I just noticed, by the way, has human hands.
Oh, you just noticed?
I just noticed that. And in the intro, when they do it's time to play the music, when they're walking in a line, he still has human hands, which I don't know how they do that, because it's a line of Muppets and they're moving horizontally, yet he has human hands.
He's on a skateboard, and there's 3 people operating him. That time when I met the Muppets, the Swedish Chef was also there and being puppeteered. But yeah,
Josie, don't ruin the magic for me.
He's a real person, Josie. He's a chef.
I'm sorry.
Because I don't know how it is doesn't mean I want to know how it is. No, I know.
He had a small part in sentimental value. All right, let's move on and finally close the loop on Avatar Fire and Ash. I saw it after we talked about it on the All Media show. I got to see it before, like it was leaving the theaters. It was leaving IMAX because for some reason Marty Supreme was taking over, and in
IMAX.
Yeah, it's weird. So I went on a Tuesday night and saw it.
Well, did you go willingly or were you pressured?
No, I wanted to see it on IMAX before it left. I
had to twist your arm a little.
I twisted my arm to go in general, but I wanted to. Once I found out it was leaving IMAX, I was like, oh shit, I better go. So I
know, but I gave you a lot of shit. I'm like, you got to see this. You got to see it. Yeah.
And you're right.
I do like that that we consulted as to where you had to sit.
That's true. You picked out the best seat, which ended up not being great because there were 3 10-year-old girls in my row who did not want to be there, and it was kind of a disaster. But it's a 4-hour movie. Why did you bring 3 10-year-old girls to this? So I'm a big fan of these. We talked about this in the All Media show. I'm a big fan of these movies. I don't think they're great movies, but they're fun experiences in the theater, and I think James Cameron's artistry is always worth seeing. The first one came out however many decades ago, enjoyed it. The second one came out not too long ago, and I had rewatched. I went to our friend of the show, Mike Romo's house. We got tacos and margaritas, and we watched the first one over again to see the second one the next day. So it was like, it was fresh in my mind. For this one, I put the second movie on in the background while I was working, because if I hadn't done that, I wouldn't have remembered anything. It would have been a disaster. And as Ron is correct, this movie basically is the same second movie done again. It takes place almost immediately after the second movie ends, but it's basically the same story once again.
Like 80%, right?
Yeah, and I think it's over. Like we're done, right? Like we don't need a 4th and a 5th one.
Oh no, I want a 4th and a 5th one.
No, I mean, like, he's told his story. He's not going to make the 4th and 5th. Someone else who's not as good a director is going to make them, and they're not going to be as good. But the reason why I wanted to see it in the theater and I wanted to see it on IMAX is because nobody shoots with 3D and nobody does 3D anymore, but nobody does 3D like James Cameron. Like he puts thought and art into how he is using the 3D in the frame. I mean, this is something that people talk about. We talked about a little bit in the All Media Show, and I told Ron afterwards, it's like with the scenes in the water, my lizard brain kicked in a couple times, and I had like a moment of panic, just like a split second of
gas for air
in the river when the river water comes off the screen into you, and my lizard brain for one split second was like, "You're gonna die," and I just like, and it just because it's so immersive, and even when they were pumping out 3D movies, no one was making movies like this with using 3D as an actual storytelling device. It's just from that reason alone, I wanted to make sure I saw it in the theater before it left. But it was fine. Just, there was some great stuff in it, but you could have cut at least 30 minutes out of this movie, this nearly 4-hour movie.
Did you enjoy the batshit crazy stuff that I enjoyed?
There was crazy stuff. There was a sexy Na'vi. She's right there on the poster. She's very sexy. She's Charlie Chaplin's granddaughter. And I left the theater and I was driving home. This was in my Letterboxd review, and I started asking myself all these questions about the ending. And I was like, but wait a minute. And after a while, I was just like, why are you asking yourself these questions? This is not important. Like, this is not the point of Avatar.
Well,
but like they defeated the army, but the whole research city is still there. Like, they didn't drive everyone off the planet. There's still thousands of people in a giant city that's destroying the planet that's still there. Yeah. Granted, they have no one protecting them, but they're still there. It wasn't like the ending of Star Wars where they're all cheering because Palpatine's dead. There's still a whole fucking Death Star.
Yeah. Did you pick up the vibe on what I was talking about after I saw it about this when with Quaritch with the what's his name, Stephen Lang's character,
yeah.
The whole that there is something interesting going on there with him being in a Na'vi body. Yep. But fighting the Na'vi, but becoming a Na'vi, but resisting it, but then becoming a Na'vi, like
that was my one true criticism of the movie was he didn't go far enough with that. Where you think that this is going to be the classic arc of the villain, it's the Darth Vader arc, right? Where he becomes good at the end, because as you said, he's basically gone full Na'vi. He's sleeping with the sexy one. He's wearing war paint. He doesn't care about the rules and the norms of human society anymore. And then at one point his son told him, was like, you don't have to be this guy anymore. You're not even him. You're a clone. You can set your own life.
It was Sam Worthington. It was Sam Worthington.
Yeah. They're like, you don't have to do this anymore. You're not him. He's dead. You can be whoever you want. And I thought, he's going to think about that. He's going to realize that he's Na'vi but he didn't. He just kept being himself the entire time.
It's the next movie.
He's dead again. So
they didn't show him die. You never saw a body. He just fell into the
sure. Him and Gollum are still falling somewhere into the fire.
I think sexy Na'vi flew in and picked him up, and they're going to go off.
You never know. It was like I enjoyed it. I don't want to say I did enjoy it, but it's these movies are what they are. But
it's a theme park ride.
It's going to be literally a theme park ride. We'll see how popular that is when Disney unveils it.
Well, I don't think this is the theme park ride. I think the whatever the ride is not. It's not this, but it's
something. No, but I mean the world they're making the Na'vi
right.
World,
yeah. So but not this movie though. But
not Fire and Ash. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm happy I saw it. I was really enjoyed the experience of it. But I don't need it anymore. I think the story's over.
Yeah. They also didn't show Edie Falco die, so I'm hoping she comes back in like some sort of robot body and like something like this. Anything can happen in these movies, man. That's what I'm telling you. Just when you're comfortable in this movie and you think you've got the world figured out, Cameron throws you a screwball and it makes you rethink everything.
What's really funny is Kate Winslet's in it.
Yes, I didn't even know that until
she's in the second movie too, and she was
had no idea.
Didn't have a lot to do in the second movie, and I was reading that Cameron told her, "No, don't worry, you're going to be really important in the third one." That wasn't the case at all. I forgot her character's barely in it. And I was like, "Oh, right, she's the pregnant one, who doesn't do anything and is barely in it." He must have changed his mind. But it was fine. Fire
Josie, where do you land on Avatar? Thumbs up or thumbs down?
I saw the second one.
Just jumped to two.
I saw the first one and the second one. Did not make it to the third one, but it sounds like maybe having seen the second one, that was basically the same.
Well, there's cool stuff in it, but yeah, it's sort of the same story again.
Yeah, but you miss a lot of. You miss the fire Na'vi which is like a whole nother thing. And yeah.
And the sexy Navi, it sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, again,
She's
the whole
pretty
thing is that it's very clear that the second and the third movie are one very long movie. Like they pulled the part 1, part 2 thing on us without telling us.
Yeah.
That's why I want the fourth and the third movie, because I want to see what else is in his brain. Because if they take the Na'vi and bring him to Earth, whoa, that's pretty cool. Let's see that. Let's go to space.
They can't breathe there.
Well, so I don't know.
All right,
It's their turn to wear the mask.
Yeah.
So that's what we've been enjoying. Let's move on to our main topic now, our 2026 Academy Award picks. So we talk about this every year. We go through sort of the major categories, and we're going to do two things with the major categories. We're going to do who we would vote for if we were in the Academy, which we're not. Josie, you're not in the Academy, right?
No.
Okay. And then who we think is going to win. So it's who we would vote for and who we think is going to win. And we're going to tie that into our yearly Academy Awards pool at the end. So we're going to start. Let me cue this up with. Let me close that and open that. So we're going to start with the Best Supporting Actress category. This includes Elle Fanning from Sentimental Value, Inga Ibsdottir Lilias from Sentimental Value, Amy Madigan from Weapons, Tiana Taylor from One Battle After Another, and Wunmi Musaku from Sinners. And all these categories we're going to go through are top notch. They're all loaded, all these categories. And if we can talk generally for 1 second, do we feel like we know what's going to happen? Some years where everyone knows who's going to win. And I think it goes back and forth whether or not everything's going to happen the way we think. Because we only have the Globes. Normally we have a few more award shows under our belts to see what things are trending, and we haven't had it yet.
When are the I'm sorry, I was going to say the SAG Award. When are the Actor Awards? Are those this weekend? Are those coming up? I saw who's the chef is going to be for it. When are the Actor Awards?
We just haven't had. So anyway, let's talk about Best Supporting Actress. What are our thoughts?
The Actor Awards are on March 1st. When are the Oscars? When are the Oscars?
March 26th.
March 15th. March 15th.
Oh.
March 15th.
So. Okay. All right. Best Supporting Actress. What are our thoughts?
Well, before we do that,
let's
check in. Who's seen? Where are we? I'm just going to brag now. So at the time of recording, I've seen 9 of the 10 Best Picture nominations. So I've seen them all. I'm not going to see Hamnet. So basically, I've seen all the ones I'm going to see. So, Josie, how many of the Best Picture nominations have you seen so far?
I've seen 8 of the 10, and I did watch Hamnet.
Oh, wow.
Which ones haven't you seen?
Yeah.
I haven't seen Begonia.
Mm-hmm.
I just
and I haven't seen Sentimental Value.
Okay.
Or Train Dreams.
Oh, so you've seen 7.
Okay. Oh, I've seen 7. Sorry.
There you go. All right.
Begonia's on Peacock, and
Train Dreams is Netflix. And Sentimental Value is available for rent for $9.99 because I just did that. So
I've seen 10. I saw the final 3 in the last 24 hours.
Connor and I were both on a brother and brother push to get as many watched in a weekend as possible.
We were texting each other. Value on Sunday. We saw Begonia Saturday night. We saw on Peacock. We went to the theater and saw Sentimental Value on Sunday, and then we came home and watched The Secret Agent. We rented it on Apple or whatever.
Yeah, I did. Friday night we watched Sentimental Value rented. Saturday night rented Secret Agent. Sunday night we watched Begonia. So, all right, cool. So, okay, so supporting actress. I've seen all of these. I've seen Sentimental Value. I've seen Weapons. I've seen One Battle. I've seen Sinners. I'm so happy to see Amy Madigan get nominated for Weapons. I would probably vote for Amy Madigan. I think Tiana Taylor is going to win.
I think Elle Fanning was the weakest one here. She was fine in the movie, but she's not like Inga's daughter Lilias was awesome. I didn't know she was on there. She was great, but they'll probably cancel each other out. I don't think Amy Madigan's going to win. I think Tiana Taylor's going to win that one. But if I was voting, that's the first question, Ron. If you were voting, who would you vote for?
I just said Amy Madigan.
Amy Madigan. Okay.
I'm on the same boat as Ron. I would vote for Amy Madigan, but I think Tiana Taylor is going to win.
It seems like there's headwinds around Amy Madigan in the like hey, she's been around for a while and we like her, it'd be cool to give it to her, which sometimes, like, that's like the when Jamie Lee Curtis won, it was like, she's due, it's her time. I just don't know if Amy Madigan has enough on her resume to get enough momentum to topple the momentum that Tiana Taylor already had from that performance in One Battle. Like, I think it's kind of overwhelming that Tiana's kind of got it in the bag.
I think there's several of those this year that we're going to talk about, where it's like, it's either going to go to the new person, or it's going to be a couple of years ago, we had, everybody thought that Austin Butler was going to win for Elvis, right? And then it ended up going not to him, but to Brendan Fraser as sort of
that was a shocker.
He's been around forever. We love him, and he did a great performance. So there's always that. Is it going to which way is it going to go? But I think it's going to be Tiana Taylor. I think this is probably one of the locks of the night. I would vote for.
I think also.
Go ahead.
Tiana Taylor's been campaigning quite a bit for this, and a lot of times that kind of determines things as well. She did SNL, and she's been doing quite a bit to get out there. So that kind of sways my vote a little. What
I do think is really interesting about the supporting nom is that Tiana Taylor is One Battle After Another is a very long movie, and with the exception of the voiceover at the very end, Tiana Taylor exclusively appears in the first third of the movie, right? So it is very easy to forget about her. And when you think about the mindset of the Academy voters type thing, where Amy Madigan doesn't appear in Weapons until the middle of the movie and is backloaded at the tail end of the movie in terms of when you see what her role is, right? And so when you think about the voter mindset, it's like, what sticks with you, right? Do they remember Tiana Taylor? Obviously they're going to, because everyone's talking about that sort of thing. But when you think about it, because the support, we'll talk about with supporting actor, but the supporting nominee usually has less screen time than the main.
Not always.
Usually, I know. Yeah, I know. You're gonna complain about that, but so I just think that's interesting that if Tiana Taylor is able to pull it with not a lot of screen time in the beginning of a movie, so
you want to make your impression late, right? You want to leave people with an impression rather than have them have to remember it. But I think Josie's right that Tiana's she's been doing a good job of promoting herself in the campaign.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's move up to supporting actor, which is Benicio del Toro from One Battle After Another, Jacob Elordi from Frankenstein, Delroy Lindo from Sinners, Sean Penn from One Battle After Another, and Stellan Skarsgård from Sentimental Value, who I will die on this hill was the lead of the movie, not a supporting actor.
I will, to be contrarian.
All three were leads. It was a three-hander. The two daughters and him were the leads of the movie.
I will challenge you that I think that Renata, whatever, was the lead, and Stellan and her sister were the supporting. I do not think. I even though he was in it a lot, he was absolutely in it a lot. It was her movie. The movie was about her.
I think it was about three of them. I think it was a 300. It doesn't matter. I
know, but I'm giving devil's advocate. That's
I totally.
Yeah.
There's long periods of time where we just follow each individual character, but it's fine.
Yeah, for sure.
They're all. I think that's a weird movie where they're all sort of. They could all be either one. All right, so let's talk about supporting actor. What are our thoughts? What do we? All right,
Josie, why don't you kick this one off? What would you do?
I love that Delroy Lindo is on this list. So I think I would, if it was my choice, I would probably vote for him. But I think Benicio del Toro in One Battle After Another, I felt like he was just amazing on screen, and just even the little touches, like it felt like I was, because I'm part Latina, like it felt like I was kind of back in that family world. And so I really loved his role here. And one time I saved his life in Puerto Rico. So I feel like, let's
wow,
let's get him going.
Let's pause this and tell that story.
Bury the lead. Wow.
I was in high school and he was just in the middle of the street. And so I pulled him out of the street.
Oh my gosh.
Like cars were going to crash into him. It was like 3 a.m. It was very late. But I do have a photograph of myself and Benicio del Toro when
did he offer you some small beers? So
wait a minute. You're going to tell me that Rizzo and Benicio del Toro? Jeez, Josie, you're really coming on strong this episode.
All right, so
it's been a long life.
Just to clarify, you would vote for Delroy or you'd vote for Benicio?
If it was my personal vote, I would vote for Delroy.
And who do you think's going to win it?
I think who's going to win it is Benicio,
Okay.
which is tough because everyone on that board is like their roles were just so great. Yeah.
Everyone's great in this. I mean, the acting category is pretty stacked this year.
Yeah.
Ron, who would you vote for?
Well, I would not vote for Jacob Elordi because Handsome Frankenstein, thumbs down. No, I'm joking. I thought Jacob Elordi was great, but Frankenstein was too handsome in that movie. I love Delroy Lindo. I love Benicio del Toro. I've been saying, okay, Bob, ever since I saw One Battle After Another a lot. Okay, Bob. I thought Sean Penn was amazing. But I would probably vote for and think that Stellan Skarsgård is going to win. I would do a double one on there. I'm a huge Stellan Skarsgård fan, going back to his gut hanging out on top of the skyscraper in the first Avengers movie. Connor, I believe we dubbed it Skarsgård. Which I
penned.
Did you pen that?
That was my first tweet was Skarsgård. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes. I remember with our mutual friend Ben Simpson, I was talking about Skarsgård. Yes.
Yes.
So there you go. Stellan
Skarsgård's been here the whole time. Just we didn't.
Yeah, there you go. Here it is. And he had great cozy jaunty socks that we saw him wear in Sentimental Value that I just loved. But his performance was seriously out of this world, and it was fantastic. And he was very deserving. So I would vote, and I think he's going to win.
So this is one where I don't want to overweight the Globes because the Globes, as we know, are bullshit.
Oh, yeah, totally.
And so I wanted to see. He's come on late. He has that vibe of everyone loves him, and he's never been nominated before. And let's reward him. But I want to see. I would feel better if I saw him win another major award. And he may have won Festival Awards. I just haven't done the research yet. Yep. I think Sean Penn and Benicio are going to knock each other out. I don't think Jacob Elordi has a chance. I think it's between Delroy Lindo and Stellan Skarsgård. I think they both could win for the same reason. One, they were both amazing in their roles, but two, they're two guys who've been around forever and people love, and they're always great in everything they're in. So, and I don't want to be recency biased because I just saw Sentimental Value. I still think I'd vote for Delroy Lindo. I'm just at this moment going to say
it'd be great if Delroy won. I would love that. So
I was so happy if he does win. I think I don't want to overlook the Globes, but I think it's going to be Skarsgård. But also, I just want to say I'm not holding myself for the pool. I may change my votes for the actual Oscar pool.
You're allowed to. You're allowed. We're not saying this is not. Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah. This is not. I'm not being held to these choices. I might do more research and decide to change my mind. But I don't want to overweight the Globes. I'm so worried about that because they're bullshit. But
it's okay.
Everyone's
thinks you are.
sort of on the train. I think it's these two guys. It's one of the two of them. I don't think it's going to be the other three. Although Benicio's awesome. Sean Penn was great in One Battle After Another. Elordi was fine. I didn't love Frankenstein, but I'm the only one.
No, you're not the only one.
The only one I know. Best actor: Timothée Chalamet for Marty Supreme, Leonardo DiCaprio for One Battle After Another, Ethan Hawke for Blue Moon, Michael B. Jordan for Sinners in a double role, and Wagner Moura for The Secret Agent. Now this one is rough.
In a double role.
Technically speaking, yes, in a double role as well.
No.
Leo, I don't think has a chance, but I think he's so underrated now, strangely. Like ever since they gave him his Oscar, it's like he doesn't get any more. Like he was not talked about for once upon a time in Hollywood, and he was just as good as Brad in that movie.
Yep.
He's an incredibly good comedic actor that no one seems to acknowledge. He's very funny in this movie. Just that image of him makes me laugh thinking about that scene. I think he's got no chance, but I think he's amazing in the movie. I think there's a 5% chance Ethan Hawke sneaks in with the career award here. 5%. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying there's a 5% chance that he's so good in this movie.
So good.
He's got 95% of the dialogue, and there's a lot of it. And he's just amazing. And I just saw him do a career retrospective at the Santa Barbara Film Festival. And he was so funny and charming. I really want him to win. Michael B. Jordan, by all counts, should win. He plays two different characters, and he plays them very well. And they're both different. They're brothers who are different, but they're both intense, and they're both amazing characters. Timothy is amazing in Marty Supreme. You can't take your eyes off him. He's in every scene of the movie, and he turns the characters completely unlikable, and by his charisma makes you root for him. And Wagner Moura is one of our best actors who's finally getting some notice beyond Narcos in the United States, and and it's wonderful. And that movie lives and dies on his performance, which is great. So I don't know what to do here, because Wagner Moore could win because of all the new people they brought into the Academy who are from outside the United States, or Michael B. Jordan because it's a great double performance. Timothy seems to be the front runner, but young guys never win the Best Actor awards. So I don't know.
Not never, but rarely.
Hardly ever.
There's a bias. Yeah, there's a bias.
So you guys talk me into something, because I don't know what to do.
Well, no. We've got. I mean, I went first, and Josie went first. It's your turn to go first. So you just monologue.
I don't know what to do. I'm stalling. That's why I'm trying to get you.
Go stall. Make your picks. Who would you vote for, and what did you pick?
This is hard. If I had to choose, I would leave it blank because it sucks. Okay, so let's eliminate Leo. And
who would you vote for in your heart of hearts? You're a member of the Academy. It sounds like you'd vote for Ethan Hawke.
I kind of want to vote for Ethan Hawke, but I might
That's
probably
fine.
would vote for Michael B. Jordan though.
Okay.
I think he's great in that movie. It's my favorite movie.
All right. And who do you think's gonna win?
I don't know. I mean, the easy thing was to say is Timothy, but I don't know. I think he puts people off a little bit with his campaigning. He really wants it. And
this campaign was different. Didn't he say
he was going to be one of the best ever? One of his speeches.
Was it the Critics' Choice Award? Whatever the speech. Yeah, the Critics' Choice speech was not campaigny. Was really earnest and was like a different tone, and set the for Timothy set it apart, and people realized that the Marty Supreme movie campaign wasn't an Oscar campaign. It was a PR awareness campaign, and people I think that made people kind of realize that he wasn't campaigning during the movie press tour, like that he was being, and that he's kind of becoming the Tom Cruise of his generation, and he's speaking to fans a different way that possibly doesn't really connect with older fans because they're not on social media in the way that younger fans are, right?
Well, I get it, but then they're the ones voting though.
No,
so it's
well, some of them are, but there are younger now, but I do think that the Critics' Choice speech that he gave, balanced out the
I'm a big Timothée Chalamet fan. Other than Dune, where I think he's hardly miscast, I think everything else he does is fantastic. I think he's entirely watchable. Like I said, without him and Marty Supreme, that guy is terrible, and you hate him.
Yeah. So,
Josie, what do you think?
This is a really tough one. I am, however, wearing my Sinners Coogie sweater from the exact sweater for those of you watching.
Nice.
The exact sweater from Sinners currently.
And you threw a Sinners Halloween party.
And I threw a Sinners themed Halloween party. So I am a little partial to Sinners. I did really love Leonardo DiCaprio one battle after another. I feel like it was just a really great role for him, and it felt different than other roles that he's played. So I think if it was my vote, I'd probably vote for him. But I think who will win is Michael B. Jordan.
Oh wow! All right.
But that's hard. That's a hard choice.
It's tough.
I think it's one of these categories where no matter who wins, it would be fine. They're all really good, and so
yeah.
Ronald.
So come on, you're my sister. So I really would want to make a case for Wagner Moura. Yep. I'm a huge Wagner Moura fan. I thought I loved him in Civil War. Yep. I actually never seen Narcos, but I've heard he's fantastic in Narcos, and just like I think everything he's in, I can't take my eyes off him when he's on the screen. I thought The Secret Agent was amazing, and I think that he's probably got the best chance of giving Timmy a run for his money in terms of the Academy voting and all stuff like that. I agree with both of you. I loved Leo in One Battle. I thought he was hysterical. I thought he was great. I loved Blue Moon. I loved Ethan Hawke for the same reason why Timmy was so great in Marty Supreme, that he's in nearly every scene. Yep. Blue Moon is not Blue Moon without Ethan Hawke's performance. Same thing with Sinners. Michael B. Jordan is Sinners. It was fantastic. But if I was voting, I would vote for Timmy and Marty Supreme, and I think it's Timmy's award. He's going to take it away. So I'm doing another double here, going with the popular vote here. But I loved Marty Supreme. I love the manic energy of it. I love the manic energy that Timmy brought to the screen with it. It made me believe in Marty Supreme, made me believe in the whole story, and it's him at the center of it. And it was a spectacular performance. So, yep.
I mean, he's great.
He's great.
So
yeah.
we're gonna
I like him.
I feel like there is a Brazilian mirage at the Globes. That happened last year with the Best Actress Award went to the Brazilian actress, and then she didn't win the Oscar. I think because there's a lot of Brazilian voters for the Globes. So
yeah,
Wagner Moura, who won one of the Globes.
It's just is it enough? That's the question.
Right. That's the question. We'll see who comes out for it.
Yeah, and because the thing is also Secret Agent is very long, and did enough of the Academy take the time to watch it and see what a great performance it was. So yeah.
Best Actress: Jessie Buckley, Hamnet; Rose Byrne, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You; Kate Hudson, Song Song Blue; Renette Reinsve, Sentimental Value; and Emma Stone for Begonia.
All right, I guess I'll take this one.
Yeah, you go first.
This one is probably, I don't want to say it's the weakest of the four that we've been going through, but it's like the roughest, I think. Or not the roughest, but the most interesting. I didn't see If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. I've heard great things about Rose Byrne's performance.
She's great in it.
Yeah, and so I'm meaning to watch it, but I will get to it.
It's a hard watch.
Yeah. As I mentioned, I haven't seen Hamnet, and I don't plan to see Hamnet. I saw Begonia. I thought Emma Stone was great. Another, Emma Stone, Yorgos jam. Renetta Reinsve in Sentimental Value was fantastic. I think it was her movie. But Song Song Blue is the movie of the year. So I would vote for Kate Hudson because I thought she was great in it. I mean, she, it was a star turn for Kate Hudson. It was fantastic. But I do think that Hamnet woman is going to win.
Jessie Buckley. Yeah.
Jessie Buckley is going to win. Yeah. I keep mistaking Jessie Buckley every time on all the podcasts I listen to. Whenever they talk about Jessie Buckley, I think they're talking about the guy in Begonia.
Jesse Plemons.
Jesse Plemons, right? And and I know they're not, but it just takes a second, Because
I think I mentioned I watched it in the last 48 hours, but he's lost so much weight that it's distracting in the movie. I spent the whole movie looking at him, going, "Is he like the same actor?" Because not because I know it's him, but like because the way he moves is so different than the way he's in his old body that I'm like, is he the same kind of performer than he was before? Because it's just so stark. He's lost it's like Jonah Hill, like he just like distracted the whole time. He's amazing in it, but I was distracted. I'll go first, and we'll have Josie finish this one off. I'm gonna say this is the easiest category of the night. This is the other lock of the evening. I'm gonna say Jessie Buckley is who I'd vote for because she was devastating and amazing in that movie, and I think she's gonna win it 100%. I said it when we talked about it on the show when I first saw it. She was gonna win the Oscar. I stand by it. She's gonna win the Oscar. Jessie Buckley's gonna win the Oscar. Josie?
I feel like I haven't seen enough of these movies to vote.
Then vote Kate Hudson.
Vote, but I want to vote Rose Byrne. I think she's amazing, and that was a tough watch. But I agree with you on Jessie Buckley for Hamnet. So that's who I would vote for, and then who I think will win is Jessie
Ron,
Buckley.
in the same way that you shouldn't watch Hamnet, I don't know that you should watch If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's about it's about many things with the horrible stress of being a parent and the tragedies around it.
Oh God.
Although she's amazing and without the movie, but I did not enjoy that experience of watching the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are our best actresses picks. We are here nearing the home stretch. Best director: Chloe Zhao for Hamnet, Josh Safdie for Marty Supreme, Paul Thomas Anderson, One Battle After Another, Joaquin Trier for Sentimental Value, and Ryan Coogler for Sinners. I went first, so Josie, you go first this time.
I think Sinners is a masterpiece. Like the way that it was shot, the sort of like I don't want to call it like a fake wonder, but the wonder that was basically a wonder and only not a wonder because of IMAX cameras, was beautiful. This movie was amazing. I think Ryan Coogler will win and is who I would vote for.
Okay.
I keep saying when I keep trying to explain and I'm gonna rewatch Sinners before the Oscars because now, well, I've seen 9 out of the 10. My wife is playing catch up, so she's seen 3 out of the 10. No, 4 out of the 10. We've watched One Battle, and then we watched Sentimental Value, Begonia, and Secret Agent. So Sinners is next for her to see, and she's like, I don't like horror. I'm not going to want to watch it. And I'm like, no, this transcends the genre. It is more than a horror film. Like it is more, I can't recommend it enough because it is, yes, it involves elements of horror, but there's elements of so much more, and it's so much more rewarding. And Josie, I agree with you. Ryan Coogler is like, I'm so happy that he is a director of our generation, of our time, because I think the work that he does is so important and so fantastic. And I really, really hope that he can break through and get a win here. I might vote for him, but I think Paul Thomas Anderson is going to win. I don't think I would vote for Josh Safdie as of yet. So yeah, I probably would vote for Ryan Coogler, but Paul Thomas Anderson is going to win. So I'll go with that.
Yeah, that's not how you spell his name. I think, I have a complicated relationship with Paul Thomas Anderson in that I don't like the majority of his films. I really loved Boogie Nights. No, that's not true. I really loved One Battle After Another. I don't like any of those other movies.
But you're not voting on the other movies. That's the thing.
I know. I'm just saying I have a complicated relationship with him. I think that, Josie can tell me if I'm wrong here, but he's sort of the patron saint of all the frustrated directors in LA who love him because he's a local boy and he makes films often set here. But if I had a vote, I'd vote for Ryan Coogler. I think Paul Thomas Anderson is going to win. I think it's going to. I just think there's too much momentum. He's winning. He won the DGA award. I think he's just going to win.
I think both in director and we're doing picture next, right? Yeah. I think both in director and picture, it's the battle between one battle after another and Sinners, and it's just a question if Sinners can get enough momentum to topple One Battle or not. That's the question.
Here's the nominees, and we'll talk about the movies. For Best Picture, it's Begonia, which is spelled incorrectly on the screen. Begonia, F1 the movie, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, Sinners, and Train Dreams are your 10. I still think there's too many nominees for Best Picture, but
you don't like the 10, do you?
No, if you're going to do 10, you might as well do 10 directors because somebody directed these movies.
You think the F1 director deserves to be nominated for Best Picture?
I don't think F1 deserves to be nominated for Best
Picture.
Well,
that's another kind of another point about the Academy. Like we were playing awards kind of stuff. I actually like the Best Actress category better because remember when the acting categories didn't always have everyone from the Best Picture nominees, right? Yeah. And like the actress category was really the only one that had that this year, where everything was just like it just cascades from the Best Picture nominees. Right. And surely there are great performances that weren't necessary from the Best Picture movies. Right. But we've fallen into this, I feel like and I haven't done any research around this, but I feel like we fall into this like world of sameness where the actor nominees have to come from the Best Picture nominees. Right. Where in the 70s that didn't happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So
am I up to start or I think I am.
Sure. You can start.
Okay. I redid my top 10, but we can do that on a Hangout, Connor. I know we did our rankings.
We'd have to. We saw more movies.
I'm sorry?
We'd have to. We saw all the rest of the movies. So
I know, exactly. Yeah. So, but clearly F1 for Best Picture. That's what I would vote for. That's what's going to win. No, I did enjoy F1.
I enjoyed it. And the sad secret thing is like, I would watch it again more than some of these movies. Like, it's the worst movie on the list in terms of quality, but I would watch it again before maybe half of these movies. Right,
I would probably vote for Marty Supreme.
Okay.
And I think One Battle After Another is going to win. There you go.
Josie?
I really loved Sinners, and I think One Battle After Another is going to win. I think One Battle After Another like is one of those movies that just reminds people of like why they go to the theaters to watch
True.
movies. I think my experience like watching in theater was so different than the rest of the people in the theater that it's just like that's why we all kind of show up, is to get all those different perspectives. And so I think that's like the winner.
It's funny that you say that, because I remember walking out of One Battle After Another, seeing it in 70 millimeter, and saying that felt like a movie. Right.
Yeah.
And that was my first thought. I went by myself, but like, that's what, and like, I couldn't even tell you if I was with someone, they would be like, what do you mean? Like, but that's what movies feel. This is what movies feel like. Right. And if you know, but like,
And
so
we
thank
are,
you, Josie, for,
we're, well, Josie moved, but we are blessed to be in LA where you can go and see One Battle After Another in a packed house. I assume you saw it at the Vista and Vista Vision.
I did see it at the Vista and Vista Vision.
Everyone saw it in Vista Vision at the Vista Theater, in a no standing room only. Like you just don't get to see that for the most part, and it was a great experience. I still would vote for Sinners as my favorite. Josie, what was your vote? What was the film you would vote for?
I think my vote would be Sinners, but I think who will win is One Battle After Another, and I think they both they tell really relevant stories for today. So it's both are great. I think it's tough between those two. And Marty Supreme's amazing, but
I didn't justify my vote for Marty Supreme. Yep. Marty Supreme, after seeing all these movies, weeks after, Marty Supreme was the movie where I'm like, I kind of want to see that again.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, I felt a draw to wanted to experience again more so than any of the other movies. So yeah, that kind of why it edged out for me. I love Sinners. It's again, like when Conor and I talked about it a couple of weeks ago when we ranked the 10 in our order of top 10. It was One Battle After Another, Sinners, and Marty Supreme, all like in a matter of millimeters for me. Like, I was moving them around, the three of them. Tomorrow I could change it and want to vote for Sinners or want to vote for One Battle. Honestly, I think all three of them are really, really, really great films. Fantastic. I mean, all these are great films, but those three stand out.
I agree with that. I saw Sinners in theaters 3 ways. So I mean,
that's awesome. I'm glad I saw Sinners. I saw Sinners in IMAX. I'm glad I did see that. I attempted to see One Battle After Another in VistaVision with F. Murray Abraham, but the projector broke, and I had to scramble and buy a ticket in 70 millimeter and take the subway up to the Upper West Side to see it in 70 millimeter very quickly. And I did not take F. Murray Abraham with me because he looked very confused. I should have, but he looked very confused as to what was going on. I should have. But yeah.
It's interesting. I think the momentum's all with One Battle After Another. I think that's pretty clear. Yeah. But I think there is a pocket of people who want Sinners to win, and the question is, will that momentum be pushed forward? I think there's going to be we're going to see a lot when the actors are given out in the non-actor. What is it called now again? The Actor Awards.
The Actor Awards. Yep.
That'll show a lot. But One Battle After Another's won every major award that I've seen so far that have been handed out, and so I just think. I don't want it to be inevitable because it's always more exciting when it's not, and you never know, right? La La Land was inevitable.
I mean, so we'll see. I would not be surprised if we see The Secret Agent sneak in there, or Wagner Morris sneak in under actor, or Sinners upset and take it. Like
in all these categories except for Best Actress, I wouldn't be surprised if there was an upset. I'd be I would be surprised for Best Actress. I don't think it'll happen, but all these categories you could have an upset, and it would make sense because everyone is amazing, and these pockets of films are really strong. It's unfortunate you get a year like this where One Battle After Another is against Sinners, because any other year those two films separated, run the table. So everyone is talking about Sinners breaking the record for nominations, but lots and lots of films have gotten the most nominations and walked away with nothing on Oscar night. So it's not really an indicator of what's going to win, but we'll see. I would be thrilled. I mean, I like One Battle After Another quite a bit, but I would be thrilled if Sinners won Best Picture.
Yep.
When's the last time? I guess was it The Shape of Water? Was that a horror film?
Genre?
Certainly a genre film. The last time a genre film won Best Picture, was that the last time? So we'll have to see. I'm excited. It's going to be a really fun Oscar ceremony. So sadly, Josie has left us, and so we won't be. Normally, we all throw a party, and Josie comes, and we have a good time. But she'll have to.
That's true. I will say I go to your Oscars party every year, and I have never won the ballot. So all these choices today are probably all wrong.
So. In the history of Oscars, technically the only film to be classified as horror to win Best Picture is Silence of the Lambs. and debatable if that's
Is
horror.
that a horror film?
That's
A
what it's
thriller,
considered.
crime
What it's
thriller.
considered. Yeah. I mean, yeah. So
I think it's
Anyway.
interesting because Sitters and One Battle After Another, while Sitters is horror, they're telling the same story about
Absolutely.
otherness.
Yep.
They're both incredibly timely, as you said earlier, Josie. They're both. I don't want to say important because you start smacking yourself on the back for being important, but they're both incredibly timely, which made it great that people saw them, especially Sinners did really well in the box office compared to One Battle After Another, and then they're both from Warner Brothers. They're both from big studios who maybe
Maligned.
Netflix next year, but. I thought it was great that you could still get pictures like that out of the major studios, which at this point, anytime a really great movie comes out of the major studios, you're just like, what happened? Who fell asleep and let that get through? So, all right, well, that's it. Those are our picks and our who we think is going to win. But if you are a patron, we want
to see what you picked. So every year, we've been doing it for years now. We do the iFanboy patrons Oscar pool, and this year will be no different. So if you're listening to this, if you're watching this, if you're a patron, go over to patreon.com/iFanboy. The link will be live, and you can get your votes in. You don't need to do it immediately. Mm-hmm. It's early February. It's February 12th, the date of release of this episode. But you have until March 15th at 5 p.m. Eastern. That is the cutoff time when you need to get your picks in. You vote once. You can't vote twice. You vote once. So make sure, do your research. You don't wait till the last minute, but get them in there. You got a whole month to do all your planning. If you want to wait till after the Actor Awards, you want to wait till after the BAFTAs happen. I don't even know. But get your votes in. The more the merrier. There's no prize. Just bragging rights. There's a lot of pride. See if you can beat me and Connor and Josie. See if you can beat Josh, who's not going to play. He will play, but he always does poorly.
He didn't play last year.
He didn't play last year, right? Yeah,
no.
But it's a ton of fun. We last year we had wasn't there like 70 or 80 people in it? There was a lot of people last year.
Yeah.
The more the merrier. Please get in your votes. It's more fun the more people get involved in it. So go to patreon.com/iFanboy, get the link there, talk about it in the Discord. This is my favorite time of year is Oscar time. Talking about movies is like the best thing ever. So let's do it.
Yes. So in the meantime, you go to iFanboy.com. We've got over 1,500 shows there available, most of them about comics. We talk about the weekly new comics releases in our Pick of the Week show, where myself and my co-host Josh Flanagan, sometimes special guests, will talk about the new books. We also have Booksplodes and this Mediasplode show and other shows there. The special edition shows we're going to be reviewing all the comic movies this year. There's a whole bunch of them. So all those are available at iFanboy.com. Ron, tell them about Android Faithful.
Yes, if you like smartphones and mobile technology or just technology in general, check out my other podcast, Android Faithful, over at androidfaithful.com. New episodes come out every Tuesday night. We also live stream them Tuesday night if you want to watch it live. You see how tired I am at the end of the day and talking about Google and Android and phones. Yeah, sure. Some people like it. So maybe you do too. Also, if you're into pinball, like Josie and Connor now are, you can go check out Scorebit over at scorebit.io. Working very, very hard on that. Great app to help you keep track of your pinball scores. And we've got even more cool stuff coming out very, very soon. Working very hard on it. We're expanding different arcades and bars where the Scorebit technology is available. So I've got more to come talk about that this spring. But get in on the action. Go to scorebit.io. We got it for Android and iPhone. So it's all out there.
I will say, as a non-paid testimonial, when we hung out, we did use Scorebit, and it was cool.
It was really cool.
Thank you.
The scores update on your phone while you were playing was freaky.
Yeah.
The thing is that the pinball scores, the numbers are too large. Like I'm on a pinball, or I was on a pinball league at Revenge of, and I didn't know how well I was doing often unless I kept track of my scores and could actually look at how many digits were in the number. Yeah. So the Scorebit app really helps with figuring out, am I doing good or not?
Exactly. And I was just in Portland where I just installed Scorebit at 4 locations in Portland, Oregon, and we're expanding to a whole bunch of other places. So it's gonna be very cool. So exciting stuff. So
all right. So, Josie, awesome debut. Wonderful. Great to have you. We look forward to talking to you more.
Thank you.
Will you come back? Did we scare you off? Or
happy to come back. I'm always down to talk comics and genre, movies, whatever.
Awesome. Very cool.
All right. So we'll be back next month with another Mediasplode. But until then, I'm Connor.
I'm Ron.
And I'm Josie.
See you next time.